Welcome to our lecture online. Here's an interesting problem that's kind of alike to Archimedes' principle. We're given an alloy that is made out of gold and aluminum. Its mass is 5 kilograms, but then when we suspend it in a bucket of water, it has an apparent mass of only 4 kilograms. From that information, can we figure out how much gold there is in that particular alloy? Of course, we need to know that the density of gold is 19,300 kilograms per cubic meter, and for aluminum it's about 2,500 kilograms per cubic meter. So how much gold is there? Well, that's kind of an interesting thing, because a long time ago when I was in high school, I joined a science club. Imagine that, me joining a science club. Well, I had a lot of fun, and my physics teacher allowed me free access to the lab. And one time I won a gold medal during our cross-country race because our team had won the meet. And so I was one of the members. I wasn't one of the better runners, but I was good enough to be part of the team. And so we all got a gold medal. And I wanted to know how much gold there was in my medal. And so I did kind of a similar kind of thing where I measured the weight of the medal, then I dunked it in water, measured the apparent weight, and from that I was able to calculate that it had a very tiny fraction of plated gold on the medal, real gold, and I think when I valued the gold, it would have worth a couple of dollars or something like that. So I was very proud of my gold medal. Anyway, let's go ahead and see how we're supposed to do that. Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to find the buoyancy force. After we find the buoyancy force, we need to find the volume of that. Then after we find the volume, we're supposed to find the density of that. So we're going to find the buoyancy force, then we're going to find the volume of the alloy, then we're going to find the density of the alloy. And once we know that, we should be able to find the fraction of that clump, of that alloy that is gold. So how do we find the buoyancy force? Well, the buoyancy force is equal to the weight of the displaced liquid, which is equal to the mg of the liquid, which is equal to the rho Vg of the liquid. But we can also tell that the buoyancy force is equal to the weight as measured here minus the apparent weight. So the buoyancy force can also be the difference between the weight in air minus the weight measured when it's submerged. And these are supposed to be little quotation marks, so let me try that again. There we go, like that. So in essence, the buoyancy force can be said to be 5 kilograms times the density of the water. Let's see here. Well, actually, no, that's not the case. It's not the water, so let's leave that one alone. We'll just leave it like that for now. What we can do is we can equate those two equations equal to one another. So what we could do is we could say that the buoyancy force, as written this way, rho Vg of the displaced liquid, is equal to the difference between these two, which is mg minus the apparent mass times g. And then notice we have a g in every part of the equation, so the g's cancel out, which means that the density times the volume of the liquid, which of course is also the volume of the cube, is equal to the difference in the masses. All right, let's continue that over here. So now we can say that the volume, because that's what we're trying to find, the volume of the cube, which is the same as the volume of the liquid, is equal to the difference between the two masses divided by the density of the liquid. So this is equal to 5 kilograms minus 4 kilograms, all divided by 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter, which means that the volume is 1/1000 of a cubic meter. So we now have the volume of the cube, which means we can find the density of the cube. The density of the alloy is equal to the, well, that would be mass divided by the volume. In this case, that would be 5 kilograms divided by 1/1000 cubic meters. I guess cubic meters is not in the denominator, so let me go ahead and rewrite that. There we go, cubic meters. So we know that the density of the alloy is equal to 5,000 kilograms per cubic meter. Okay, now that we have the density, we have the volume, Now we're supposed to find the fraction of that alloy that's actual gold. So there we have to set up an equation where we can say that the mass of the gold plus the mass of the aluminum must equal the total mass. Now we know the total mass, that's 5 kilograms. How do we know the mass of the gold and the mass of the aluminum? Well, again, using this equation, I can say that the mass equals the density times the volume. So in this case, the density of the gold, which we know, times the volume of the gold, that's unknown, plus the density of the aluminum times the volume of the aluminum equals the total mass. Okay, now the volume of the aluminum, well, we can write it like this. The density of gold times the volume of gold plus the density of the aluminum times V total minus V of the gold equals the mass total. And now notice that I know everything in here except the volume of the gold. So if I then factor out the volume of the gold, I can say the volume of the gold times, and that should be a small u, I suppose. There we go, should be a small u. So the volume of the gold times the density of the gold minus the density of the aluminum is equal to the mass total, and I can take this and move to the other side. That would be minus the density of the aluminum times volume total. And then, of course, all I need to do to find the volume of the gold, that is equal to the mass total minus the density of aluminum times the volume total, all divided by the difference between the densities. Now I'm ready to plug in some numbers and find how much gold I have in volume. So, and I keep making that a big U, make that a small u, equals total mass, 5. I'll leave out the units for now, it's a little cleaner. Density of aluminum, 2,500. Volume total, 1 over 1,000. Divided by gold, 19,300, minus aluminum, which is 2,500. Okay, let's see what that equals to. So this is 2.5, subtract from 5, that's 2.5 divided by the difference between 19,300 and 2,500. And the volume of the gold is going to be equal to 0.0001488 cubic meters. Notice that the total volume is 0.001, so about 15% of the total volume is gold. Then finally, to find the mass equals density times volume. So in this case, that would be 19,300 kilograms per cubic meter, multiplied times the volume, 0.0001488 cubic meters. So multiply this times 19,300, and we end up with 2.87 kilograms of gold. So a little bit over half of the 5 kilograms is gold, and the rest has to be aluminum. So even though the volume is only 15%, total mass is a little bit over half because of the enormous density of gold. But that is how you can find out how much gold you have in any alloy by going through this very same type of calculation. And a long time ago when I was doing my own experiment in high school, that's what I did for my medal, and I was happy to find out there was actually real gold in that medal. Not a lot, but some. That made me happy enough. And that is how it's done.